This piece was singular, and it was $1.99. $1.99 for a lid. What in the world is Goodwill doing? Hey guys, this is Katie with Vintage and Vinyl, back with another great video for you today. And in this video, we are heading into Goodwill. Now, look, I always say I'm going to swear off the Goodwill. I'm not going back to the Goodwill anymore. Well, it sucked me right back in because I was driving to the post office, dropping off some of y'all's packages, and I saw a Goodwill sign, and well, I just had to stop and give it one more chance. So here we go. We're going to Goodwill. We'll see if we can find anything awesome. Welcome to my local Goodwill. Now, this Goodwill is actually on the way to the post office, so I do pass it quite often when I'm dropping off y'all's packages, but I don't usually stop in. This one has hard goods on the top of the displays as well as in the back. Oh my gosh, look at all of these hats. It's a hat bonanza. I gotta say though, I don't look good in leopard print or floppy hats, so I think I'm gonna pass on these. Now, this is the mystery item for the day. I have been wondering what this is ever since I got back from Goodwill. It has 3 knobs. It's made from random pieces of wood. So if you guys know, please leave me a comment down below. I got to say, this aisle particularly is one of the most random aisles of a Goodwill I've ever seen. You've got this plastic mixed drink cup, you've got an Easter basket, and you've got a cheese board with horses on it. I don't know how more random you can get. I gotta say, most times I'm under the assumption that another man's trash is another man's treasure, but in this case, I think it's just a bit junky. Now, this is probably going to be a major hot take for a lot of you guys, but I cannot stand a hand-painted sign. I'm not talking about the old ones that are advertising cool things. I'm talking about all these modern ones you can get at the thrift store or Hobby Lobby. The problem with them is everyone ends up having them all, and they just look the same. Aw, shucks. I just hate this hand-painted sign. Carrie at KCATX and I always joke about the live, laugh, love sign. To me, those are the worst. But you know, there's something for everyone, and you guys might really love them. You know, I really thought this would be made in Japan, but I have to say I should have known that was the 1990s Apple era. And oh my goodness, look at all of this clear glass. It's really sad for me to walk down this aisle because I see hundreds of pieces of clear glass, and I know this is where they're going to die. Nobody wants clear glass anymore, and it's so prevalent. What a shame. Oh, look at this piece. Now, I don't know who did those apples, but they didn't do a very good job, or they've been rubbed off. And Goodwill still wants like $15. Craziness, I tell you. Lots and lots of wine glasses with funny sayings. Clear glass galore. I mean, what a shame. This stuff should be put to good use. I'm sure we can bring back the clear glass, folks, but I'm going to need your help to do that. Let's rescue some of the clear glass from the Goodwill. Doesn't have to be new. It can be vintage, and make good use out of it. That's going to be my next project. But holy moly, I tell you, this Goodwill is just bad. I should have known that every time I come in here, there's very, very little vintage. Now, this poor guy's missing its mate. He's a little creamer dude, and he needs a home, but he doesn't have a home because he's missing his buddy. He's lost. He's stuck amongst the clear glass on the shelves of Goodwill. Now, this is not Spode, and I could tell instantly because there wasn't a Santa in the top of the Christmas tree. That's your little Spode hack. Okay, Swans, I see you. Oh, not vintage. Man, there are a lot of little swan pieces. I bet those probably came from Target. What in the world is going on here with this little pig? Aw, he's missing his stopper. He is UNESCO, though, but I think he's like 1990 or something. Maybe made with Avon, I'm not sure. And this poor guy's missing pretty much all of his pink. What in the world are... Oh, they're starfish. Okay, I see you. I see you little guys back there. That's a pretty bowl, but it's modern. Lots of modern stuff made to look old. Now, that's actually probably vintage, but I'm not interested in that. Alright, there's some Christmas pieces here, but again, 1990s, and technically by Etsy definition, that is vintage, but just not quite what we're looking for today. The other thing I find a lot of at the thrift store is Linux, and I just don't do very well with Linux, but it is pretty. This, unfortunately, would have been a great pickup, but it was very, very chipped on the top, and Goodwill wanted a lot more for it than I was willing to spend. Ooh, these are kind of pretty, but look at the gold wear on those. Poor guys. They're probably never going to get picked. Now, even though this guy is modern and missing his jam spoon, he's still pretty darn adorable. And check out this little bunny. He was quite curious to me because he had holes in the bottom. But after further inspection, I think that he is, in fact, a potpourri holder. Bet that smells like my grandma's house. Oh my goodness, another salt shaker that is missing its mate. Where did he go? How did he get separated from his pepper? Poor guy sitting there all distraught, and this piece here is serving up Pepto-Bismol. Mind your own biscuits and life will be gravy, a sign that truly says it all. You know, one thing that's really sad to me about a lot of these Goodwills are the sheer volume of stacks of china they receive that nobody's probably ever going to buy because nobody wants to hand wash all those pieces that require special care because they have gold and silver around the rims. I think they're beautiful, but I see them sitting here day after day, month after month, never getting picked up. Oh, that little fish planter's cute, but I think he is more modern. And this fella here was interesting to me, but after further inspection, he is definitely probably from Target. Someone will scoop him up, though, because he's cute. And boy, oh boy, if I had $1 for every bell, let alone angel bell, I saw at the thrift store, I'd be rich. What is going on here? Raw glass just left in this cup? That is a disaster waiting to happen. I don't understand Goodwill sometimes. They just leave so much stuff junked up on the shelves. It's a wonder that more stuff doesn't get broken. All right, Nate, this is for you, Duck for President. I found this adorable little kid's book, and it reminded me so much of Soul Nate, who I do jewelry sales with on Saturday night, because he absolutely loves duck, and one of his favorite dishes is duck tacos. So I had to show Nate this little Duck for President book. I thought it was really cute and clever. I didn't spend a lot of time reading it, but here you go, Nate. Lots of ducks. Wow, these Beanie Babies are taking me back to the 90s. But I gotta say, if you're looking for that princess dye, I wouldn't bother. It's really not worth as much as everyone says. Now, this is a real look at what a typical aisle at Goodwill looks like here in the Florida area. It is not the best. You can find anything from adult diapers to random letter trays to kids' toys to just bits and bobs that are odd and unusual. No particular order here. This piece is a true craft gone wrong. I'm sorry if y'all like it, but I don't. I don't know what the colored ribbon is. I'm not sure why there's Christmas lights inside or why it's a cinder block. Many questions yet to be answered. This Goodwill just does not have the organization that it really needs, and this is so bizarre to me. You've got multiplication cards with hand sanitizer and some other random thing in the bag, and they had many of these lining the aisles. I don't know if they were for teachers. This is a broken light fixture that is missing most of its parts, and I'm not even sure what some of this stuff is doing here, to be honest. Here's another one of those strange and unusual bags. And with the prices of Goodwill, I bet if I took this cap up to the front, it would be $7.99. And check out this phone screen holder. It's all cracked and it's still on the shelves. I could have cut myself on that glass. Craziness. Now, I always try to find one good thing or see the glass half full, but I gotta say, I'm just striking out here, folks. There's nothing that's really good at this Goodwill, and I know good is subjective. You guys might be watching this and think, oh man, there's a lot of great stuff here, but not for what I'm selling. This piece was singular, and it was $1.99. $1.99 for a lid. What in the world is Goodwill doing? I mean, clearly there is not quality stuff here on these shelves. Sure, there might be some practical things like a TV stand base, but honestly, the instructions are gone, so how do you know it's going to fit your TV? And sure, you might say, well, someone could use a hole punch or tool, and yes, they can, but it's just, for the most part, so random, so damaged. it's not helping anybody. Even this hole punch, which I considered buying for my own office, was missing its bottom. I don't want hole punches going all over my office. Look, I found Danny Devito at a thrift store. Oh my gosh, let's take a photo and get an autograph. I loved this pillow. I thought it was so fun and so random. And of course I had to give Danny DeVito a little mustache because I wanted other people to walk by and smile when they saw him. I always say that Goodwill or estate sales are really the best places to find nice, solid old wood furniture for really great prices. However, this Goodwill does not have any good furniture at all. A lot of their fabric pieces are stained or damaged, and they're still asking between $35 and $40 for them, which I think is just a little too much considering the condition they're in. This couch was in really rough shape, and I'm just not sure it's doing anybody any good. That little cubby would be great for vinyls, and you could put that white piece in the bathroom, but nothing here for me. Now, I know Goodwill gets a lot of things from other corporations, particularly when they have a lot of overstock, but I had no idea they've started selling dog treats, let alone flea and tick medicine. I think Louie probably would like these, but I'm just afraid of what's in them. Oh, Homeco, put it in your home. Look at that little Homeco lady, along with all of these other adorable little ladies. Well, they're adorable to some, but to be honest, for me, I'm not the biggest fan of figurines. They sort of creep me out with their big eyes. And I do love clocks, but I didn't see any particularly old clocks here, and I'm not into Nair. Well, guys, that's it for this video. Thank you so much for coming along to Goodwill with me. Unfortunately, this Goodwill, just like many others, wasn't very good. I really should know this by now, but you know, we always have that hope as resellers that there'll be one time you go into Goodwill and you'll find something super spectacular, but this just wasn't the time. And of course, folks, before my next video, I'll be seeing you over on Instagram at vintage_and_vinyl. And I hope, as always, folks, that you will save that vintage, spin that vinyl, and binge YouTube. Bye-bye, everyone.